So AEW Dynasty just ended, and boy, do I have some thoughts. First of all, it is just so refreshing to watch a wrestling show that doesn't have a billion ads. You don't have to wait a billion hours in between matches. Matches are happening back to back like this. I still wish the pay-per-views weren't 5 hours, but still, it's just like I forgot what it's like to be on this side of wrestling where you don't have to go through all the hoopla, don't have a billion celebrities. So off rip, this already a 10 out of 10 show. But let's get to AEW Dynasty in Winnipeg, Canada. Vancouver, Canada. First of all, I'm not going to really talk about the matches in order. Just going to talk about how I feel. First of all, let's talk about Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay versus Jon Moxley is my match of the night. My favorite match. Even though the main event, I think had the main event didn't start off so slow. For me, didn't start off so slow. Like the first 10 minutes, then that probably would have been my match of the night because it definitely picked up. But match of the night for me on this show was definitely Will Ospreay versus Jon Moxley. First of all, out the gate, they start off the match with a sling blade by Will Ospreay, just literally as soon as the bell rang. And we were like, all right, we about to be in for something. So I do love the story they told. Will Ospreay was not going for the win. He wanted to inflict pain on Jon Moxley, as it was Jon Moxley that cost him 6 months of his career. And I love the story they told that really Ospreay was controlling this match for the first 7 minutes. And it wasn't until they got to the outside that Jon Moxley was able to take advantage of Ospreay's anger and capitalize on it. And then Jon Moxley was able to control the match. And spot of the match for sure was the power driver on the steel steps on the outside by Jon Moxley on the Will Ospreay, which it could have been believably the end of the match. Now, it was a 20-minute time limit on here, so I was like, I can't see them doing a draw on a pay-per-view. So I'm like, I'm not worried about that. I didn't know who was going to win. I didn't really have a dog in the fight, but going back to the spot, they do the power drive on the outside on the steel steps. Ospreay's been selling his neck throughout majority of the match, and he makes the 10 count, gets into the ring, and then Moxley just goes crazy with a billion. I forget what he called his finisher, not Dirty Deeds. I forget what he called his finishers, but Paradigm Shift, I think. But Ospreay kicks out, then kicks out again, and it took I think 4 finishers to take him out. And when Moxley won, my first thought was, why would you do that? I don't understand that. I don't get that. But then I started thinking about it. I'm like, well, I said it. I don't think I said it in my predictions. But I'm like, I don't really want Ospreay to win the Continental. Not to say that it's beneath him, but his goal is to go after the world title. And at this point, anybody that's selling for less, I'm gonna make Zayn a verb, and I'm gonna say that you're doing a Zayn, because Sami Zayn for the past 2 years have been settling for everything but going after the world title. So I didn't want Ospreay to do a Sami Zayn and Zayn himself. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let this play out. I do believe the end goal is for him to win the Owen. So I'm like, I'm not mad at him losing to Moxley, because his goal needs to be becoming world champion and winning it at All In London. So I think probably what's going to happen is Ospreay versus Moxley again in the finals of the Owen, and that's when Ospreay gets his revenge and gets his win versus Moxley. So I'm hoping that's the route they go, because at this point, Ospreay needs to be your next world champion, in my opinion, especially for the All In pay-per-view. So, but we'll see where they go with Ospreay at this point. But a hell of a match again. My match of the night. There was no real dull moments throughout. It was action-packed. It was toss and turns, roller coaster. So definitely my match of the night was Ospreay versus Moxley. And I have no idea who's going to beat Moxley for that championship. I have no idea. I'm looking at this roster right now. Maybe Andrade, because it looks like Andrade might have turned babyface after the Darby match. But let's get to that right now. Darby Allin versus Andrade, which was a number one contendership, and a very physical match. Again, another fun match here. Both had their working boots on. Again, it's really a task watching Darby Allin, because he doesn't even remind me of Jeff Hardy. I was about to say he reminds me of Jeff Hardy, but even Jeff Hardy in like a RVD didn't take the bumps that Darby Allin does. Like, it really, you know what he reminds me of? Mick Foley. That's who he reminds me of. He's this generation's Mick Foley, because the stuff he does, I'm like, brother, I really pray that you can walk by the age of 40 or 45, because, bro, it's just like, just the bumps he takes, it's like, it just makes me cringe. I really hope if he finally wins the title, which I'm going to talk about that once I talk about the main event. If it does come to a point where he does win the title, I hope he eventually changes his style. I don't need him to be doing this stuff how old is Darby Allin right now? How old is Darby Allin? I don't know how old he is, but by the time you get to like 35, 40, which my educated guess he's probably like 32, 33 now. But yeah, I don't need him to be doing that. Again, I saw Mick Foley 33, so I was, pretty much guessed it. Yeah, I don't need to see him be doing this for another 3 years max, but he needs to change it up. And I watched Mick Foley, his whole career, Jeff Hardy, his whole career. I don't want to see them have to put their body through this. You don't have to. You really don't have to. Just tell great stories in the ring. But yeah, Darby Allin defeats Andrade. Again, a hell of a match, a very good match. And I'm interested to see what to do with Andrade after this. Because he can work babyface, heel, doesn't matter. He brings the best out of anyone that he wrestles. But Darby Allin is now going for the world title, which we didn't know who was going to be the winner out of MJF or Kenny Omega, but he is challenging the winner out of that. And he's actually going to do it in his hometown on Dynamite this week, which I have a theory of what's going to happen. But we'll see what happens in regards to that. Now, they were in Winnipeg, Canada, and I found it very interesting that let's go to Chris Jericho versus Ricochet. Chris Jericho, I was shocked not only of how over Chris Jericho was, because it's been a year and AEW, the fan base, has not been. Chris Jericho a year ago had go away heat. He had Cody Rhodes back in 2021 levels of go away heat. People were tired of him. And so I don't know if it was because it's Canada or whatever it was. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. But boy, the crowd was hot for Jericho the entire match. Like, everything he did, the crowd was up for him the entire match. And it was great to see, because I don't want to see a Chris Jericho against someone that I've been watching for damn near 30 years at this point go out and be booed and be basically thrown out of wrestling. Like, I want to see him go out on top. I still feel like he needs to retire soon, but it's very refreshing to see how the crowd was with him, and you could tell that it got to him, because again, it's been a while since he's got reactions that are organic and not go away, we don't want to see you reactions. So that was just very great to see. I didn't know if Jericho still had that in him, and he was moving really good. Ricochet, of course, carried him to a very solid match, and at the end of the day, Ricochet did win with the help of his group. I forget what his group is called, but Ricochet did win with actually the Lion Salt in Canada, by the way. So that's like so fire to me. I don't know what they're doing with Ricochet now. My guess assumption at the time was, okay, he just beat Chris Jericho in Canada. People are not going to like him. So I thought this was setting up him winning a particular title tonight, which was the Casino Gauntlet match for the TNT title, which he did not come out there. He did not go for it. Kevin Knight, up and coming Kevin Knight actually won, and I was shocked by that. I'm not mad at that. I had no dog in the fight. I didn't, because it's a gauntlet, you don't even know who's in it. But I'm like, Kevin Knight, up-and-comer, he's a hell of a talent. He's something new, something fresh. I'm like, you know what? I'm with it. Let's go. Let's see what Kevin Knight can do. I don't know how long he's going to keep it, but that's dope to me. Again, I think with what they did with Ricochet, I think it would have been perfect for Ricochet to win the TNT title. Again, I'm not mad at it. Watching this pay-per-view, I didn't go in there with any expectations. I wasn't really invested in anyone particularly winning outside of the main event. But yeah, I think I particularly think it would have been best to have Ricochet win the gauntlet and win the TNT title. I do think he needs to have something here. I know he just had the mess up on social media a month ago, but if you're going to have him beat Chris Jericho on his return in Canada on pay-per-view, you need to capitalize off that. So I don't know how they do that, but that's what would have been my call. But we'll see what they do with Kevin Knight. Again, it was all over the place. The gauntlet match is all over the place. But yeah, shout out to Kevin Knight. I'm really hoping they do something great with him with the TNT title. But let's go back to the beginning of the pay-per-view, which was the Young Bucks versus Okada and Takeshita, which is very entertaining. The Young Bucks, in my opinion, probably are the greatest tag team of this generation. No disrespect to everyone else, but it's just levels to this, and they know what they're doing in there. But also Okada is so freaking hilarious. It's amazing to me how Okada can go from very serious to just a complete goofball. Like he wore the Young Bucks jacket and headband in the middle of the match to harass. I forget which one it was. It might have been Nick Jackson. I forget which one. But yeah, like Okada's such a dick. I love him, our glorious king. I love him. The Rainmaker, I love him. But yeah, so they set it up to where near the end of the match, Okada and Takeshita literally were throwing hands. Like they've been having tension for a while now, and they just started throwing hands. And eventually, the Young Bucks took advantage. And then I'm trying to remember the sequence. I think at the end, they started. Okada and Takeshita started like hitting each other with moves inadvertently. And then at the very end, the Young Bucks were going for the finish. Takeshita was actually holding, I forget which one it was. So Matt Jackson was going for the finish on the outside, with I forget what they call that finish. But then Takeshita holds Matt Jackson's leg at first, and then he just lets it go. Young Bucks hit their finish while Takeshita looks on, and they pinned Okada 1, 2, 3, and I believe they're the number one contenders for the tag team championships. Now, personally, again, I didn't have a dog in the fight, but I was so glad because part of me was like, they're going to have Takeshita and Okada win, which that was my prediction. Was it my prediction? I don't even remember. But yeah, I think that was my prediction because I just like them. I don't really care for Young Bucks in terms of, I don't know, something about them I don't really care for. But in the ring, they're great. It just, I don't know, whatever. So, I'm really happy that they did that because I was worried because I hate long-term feuds. Like the one thing I hate about the current state of wrestling today is everything has to be a long-term. You have to wait 6, 7, 8 months to pay off a feud or even start a rivalry. I'm like, bro, just let's do it now. So hopefully at Double or Nothing or on Dynamite soon, we get Okada versus Takeshita 1-on-1. I'm praying that's what we get, but we'll see. But we have to get that. I mean, Takeshita literally cost Okada the match, and he got pinned. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully that's the case. But yeah, but the Young Bucks won, which leads me to the tag team championships, AEW tag team championships between the champions and FTR versus Challenger and CNC. And it was just great to see Edge and Christian. I haven't. I think I did. Did I watch the All Out? I don't think I watched the All Out pay-per-view. So this is my first time actually seeing them tag in 25 years, which is also the last time they ever were tag team champions. So this is definitely a treat for me. Again, I thought for sure that Edge and Christian, CNC or Adam and Christian were winning. But that was not the case. Now, this was a very solid match, a great tag team match. Near the middle of the match is when they start doing all kinds of hoopla. FTR hits Edge with the belt, busts him open. Christian gets taken out on ringside, and FTR wins. Again, it was a very solid match. I was actually shocked by that because I'm like, well, if Chris Jericho loses, there's no way Edge and Christian lose. There's just no way that happens. But they did, and I was like, oh, that's an intriguing call, because I'm like, well, in the main event, I'm almost positive Kenny Omega's losing, so why would you have all your top Canadian fans lose? That's your Canadian talent lose. That's something that Vince McMahon would do. I'm like, I don't understand that. So I've been back and forth on this since the pay-per-view ended, because originally I was like, you know what, that's cool. Put FTR over. They're 1-1 now. They're probably eventually gonna have the rubber match. But then part of me was like, but it's like, should I address this now? No, I'm not gonna address this right now. I'll address this at the very end. I just don't understand the idea of having Edge and Christian lose tonight. I just don't get that, especially because I'm guessing this will lead now to Young Bucks and FTR for the billionth time, which I'm not excited for at all. So I'm like, why don't you just do Edge and Christian versus Young Bucks, and then eventually that leads to a a three-way tag team match, probably like Double or Nothing, like something like that. Probably a ladder match, I'm thinking. And we still might get there, but I'm just like, I just don't care to see the Young Bucks and FTR. I do not care to see them again. So we'll see what happens with that. That's the one match to where I personally, it's not because I strongly want to see Edge and Christian win. It's not even like that. I just think this was a great time and moment to do right here, right now, especially since you really tease it since All In. So we're going all the way back to July. Like, they've been telling this story, and even before that, really since Revolution. When Christian cost Edge the title versus Moxley. So it's like, this kind of been going on for a year. I think it would have been a dope moment to kind of finally capitalize on that tonight. But that's my only real complaint in regards to the decisions, in regards to the winners of matches on this pay-per-view. Let's get to another title match. We got Tekla versus Jamie Hayter. Very physical, solid match here. They went balls to the wall. They were going crazy. Like Jamie Hayter at one point was doing a vertical suplex, walking up the ramp, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what's she doing? And eventually, Tekla was able to reverse it. I want to say it was like a swinging DDT on the ramp, which was crazy. But yeah, these women were hitting each other hard. Like, as Nikki Parker or Kim Parker would say, hard. Like, they were hitting each other hard, bruh. But in the end, Tekla won, which I didn't have a dog in the fight. It didn't really matter to me. I just wanted to see a good match, and that's what I got. So I was satisfied either way. I did think, part of it in the back of my brain, I thought maybe we might see Mercedes Moné here, because she's been gone for a little minute, and she's lost all her belts now. So I would think we eventually are going to lead to her trying to go after the title again, and this time be successful. But yeah, we didn't get that. But yeah, Tekla won. I have no complaints with that. Solid, very solid match. I think that covers everything outside of the main event. We do have the triple threat, the trios match between a conglomeration and the Dogs, which it was funny because they had like this little setup, like a sitcom for the conglomeration with Kyle O'Reilly coming back and Orange Cassidy be on the couch just wanted to sleep. I thought that was all cool. I never seen that before, so that was definitely fire. But yeah, and then the conglomeration won the trios titles, which I don't have no. Again, I didn't really care, but that was just a cool moment for them. That's the only title change we got on this show. Even though Kevin Knight won the TNT title, that was a vacant title, but that's the only real title change we got. Even though the Dogs just won them last night on Collision, I don't really understand that decision. But I think that covers everything except the main event of the evening, which we had Kenny Omega, the God of Wrestling, and the Devil of Wrestling in MJF. Now, let me tell you something right now. This definitely had a big fight feel. I love MJF's entrance. He came up through the throne like he's done before. Even had like a thorn crown. My only complaint, but there's two complaints about this match. The first one is the entrance, actually. I really wish they would have did what Undertaker and Shawn Michaels did at 25, where Shawn came from the heavens and lowered down, and Undertaker came from the ground. They did it with MJF. I wish they would have did that with Kenny. Created some type of platform for him to come from, the top of the building. That's my only complaint. But still, great entrance by Kenny Omega. Again, this had a big fight feel. The crowd, I thought the crowd was going to be like 90-10 Kenny, which it was in the beginning. And then I think it kind of was like 70, like 65-35 for Kenny. Near like kind of like the middle to the end. But yeah, this match started off, I said it before, started off a little slow. For me, personally, the first like 7 minutes, I'm like, okay, it's cool. Like one big spot, and then they kind of just chill. But then once we get to like the 11-minute mark is when he just started going crazy, start hitting all their signatures, reversals into finishers, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, this match was very good. Spot of the match is definitely the one-winged angel from the middle rope, which MJF did kick out. Now, some people are going to be complaining about MJF kicking out of that. Technically, he didn't kick out of it because it took like 15 seconds for a ref to come in to do the count. So I'm not mad at that at all. And again, it's MJF. He's your world champion. If anybody's going to kick out of that, it needs to be your world champion. So I'm not mad at that at all. Kenny Omega, there's definitely times in here where you definitely thought that Kenny Omega might win. There's multiple V triggers here, but MJF did kick out. And they told a great story of Kenny Omega near like the middle to the end, to where MJF was targeting the midsection of Kenny. Man, I just love MJF so much. He's just such an asshole. Like, he is such, like, the way he talks in the ring, the way he commands the camera, the crowd. Like, God, I love him. He is truly best in the world. And MJF did win. The ref, at the very end, the ref was taken out, I think by a V trigger, because MJF pulled in the ref. MJF went for the ring, and something happened. It went to the outside. MJF eventually hits Kenny Omega with the ring to the midsection. I really like that detail. Does a tombstone on a table on the outside and does his finisher and wins the match. Hell of a match. Again, I think the first 7 to 10 minutes, I think, could have been a little bit faster. But outside of that, hell of a match. Kenny Omega, I don't know if it was a stipulation. I know they were saying it, that it might be the last time Kenny Omega could go for a title. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what it made it sound like. But yeah, MJF won. Definitely the right call. But I'm still shocked that you had all your Canadians lose. Again, I think if any Canadian was going to win tonight, it should have been Edge or Christian, because it's a title change and it's a moment. I think my only issue with tonight's event was there wasn't any real big moments here. Like at least I think a good 2 or 3 moments that people will remember. Like if you don't watch this pay-per-view, it's not gonna, you didn't miss anything outside of Kevin Knight win a TNT title, which that's not really, I don't think, a big deal. So that's my only criticism, is there wasn't any big returns, there wasn't any big real moments. So again, me personally, I think if you had like Mercedes Moné return, Edge and Christian win the title, then maybe one more thing, then yeah, this pay-per-view would be like 10 out of 10 for me. I think I would say 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. It just needed some moments that people will talk about. Now, speaking of that, let's go to this week on Dynamite. Darby Allin versus MJF for the title. I have a feeling they're going to want to make noise this week, especially it being WrestleMania week. And especially because Darby Allin has been chasing this doggone title for the longest. I think if you're going to capitalize on it, do it now. Again, as much as I love MJF, I feel like he's the best in the world, the best champion, the world champion in all promotions. But I think they need to pay off this Darby Allin storyline now. Just get it over with. Do a Mick Foley. Speaking of that, I didn't even intentionally do that. Do a Mick Foley. Have Darby Allin win this match. It's damn near like 3-4 years in the making. Have a win here. Beat MJF. Both of them are beat up. MJF should be more beat up because he was in a true fight with Kenny Omega, so you can sell it that he was feeling the effects of Kenny Omega. And have Darby Allin win here in his hometown, create a moment on Dynamite, world title change on Dynamite, which I don't know, I can't remember last time that happened. Yeah, I can't remember last time that happened. So, yeah, it's been a minute since you've done that. So, yeah, I think we need to go ahead, have Darby Allin win. I truly feel like he really needs to win because it's going to get people talking. And then he can hold it to like June. MJF or whoever gets the title back, and then whoever wins that will drop it to Ospreay at All In. But yeah, I really think Darby needs to win this week. He needs to win that title. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what they do. But yeah, again, this pay-per-view was very good. Again, it's so, like, I forgot because I didn't watch Revolution. I only saw like a few clips. Last pay-per-view I watched was World's End, but I just forgot how great it was to watch a pay-per-view or a wrestling event that didn't have a billion ads, a billion spaces between matches. Literally, matches happened back-to-back. Like, I was just like floored because I've been so conditioned through Raw and SmackDown and WWE to just have to wait. Like, that's all you do when you watch WWE now. So yeah, again, my complaint with that's going to be a complaint forever. Your pay-per-views are too freaking long, bro. Just cut 2 matches off, make it a 7-match card, or just make it 3 matches off, make it a 7-match card. You'll be fine. But yeah, this match, this event again is 8 out of 10 for me. It missed making some moments. Outside of that, every match I think delivered here. I don't think there's one dud in terms of bell to bell. I think every match was great and delivered for me. Again, I could have did without the trios match. There was no need to have that. You could have cut that out. And then even the TNT title, I think you could have cut that out. You could have saved that for Dynamite as well. So those are the 2 matches I would have voted to cut out. So that way this pay-per-view probably could have ended by 11, actually. Or at the very latest, by 11:15. You would have been fine. But outside of that, yeah, great event. AEW is the best wrestling promotion in the world right now. We'll see what the competition does. But yeah, hell of an event. Dope. Again, I can't wait to see what they do on Dynamite this week. We'll see. But let me know your thoughts. What was your favorite match of the night? What was your expectations? Did you get your predictions right? I didn't get I think outside of the main event, I don't think I called any other match right. I think all my other matches, I think the only match I got right was Darby Allin and that Tekla. That's the only matches I got right. So all the other matches I got wrong, which I didn't care to be wrong because, again, I wasn't counting on the people I have win. But yeah, let me know what you feel. How you the store is did this pay-per-view restore the feeling for you, or how you feeling? But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, show the things are things. Welcome to the high beach. This is Hayes Arcade, your hardcore casual fan. If you're not down with that, I got 2 words for you. Suck it.